What's up everybody, this is a quick video on how to fix your broken, floppy, ugly little Mini Cooper antenna. Let's jump right into it.
Now you can see I have this extremely long antenna for some reason. Let's start by removing this antenna, don't need it anymore, and it's one less piece to maneuver around. Then pop open the back and lower your rear seats to have room to work around. To get the antenna mount, we need to lower the entire back half of the ceiling. We do this by removing some interior trim plastics and handles. Grab a flathead screwdriver and pop the cover that says airbag out of both these rear pillar plastics. This will reveal a screw size T20. Remove both screws from the plastic pillars, then give the trim a hearty yank. Don't worry, it's pretty hard to break any of these plastic tabs off as long as you're pulling directly outward from the pillar. Now with both those back panels off and lowered, we need to remove the rear grab handles and then the black trim that surrounds the interior side of the rear moonroof. Starting with the handles, grab a flathead and work the plastic cover from the bottom up. The little plastic tab will come loose but not pop off, staying attached to the little handle. Now grab a Torx size T25 and remove the handle screws, which will remove the entire handle. Don't forget to do the other side. With the handles removed, let's work on that trim piece around the moonroof. This is the trickiest one. You need to use a strong rolling motion of your hands to undo the tabs that are holding the ceiling belt to the metal of the roof frame. We need to undo both corners and the back side. It is okay to leave the front part attached. Looking pretty good, but to make life just that much easier, I'm going to remove the pillar trims in the middle of the car. Using the same process as the rear pillar trims, pop that airbag screw cover tab out, use a Torx size T20, and give that panel a good yank, popping it off. Now we're ready to remove the old antenna. One more thing to check, there is a black clip that is typically glued to the ceiling piece. If your black piece is still glued to your ceiling panel, push on the ceiling panel, allowing the ceiling to lower. Now grab a 19mm socket and find the antenna's retaining nut. Undo that nut, mine was only tightened hand tight. Pull the entire antenna out of the roof, leaving the cables in place. Now to remove the cables, we will squeeze both sides of this brown cable and remove it. For the black cable with the purple tab, grab a flathead screwdriver, pull up on that tab, and then give that cable a good yank. Now tape everything down so you don't lose those cables. We're now going to remove the metal base from its plastic housing by taking out all these tiny little screws using a size T6 screwdriver. If your old rubber seal didn't come off as easy, like mine, don't forget there's 2 more screws towards the front of the antenna's base. Remove the black plastic cover and all the nasty old rubber seal. It's time to start putting everything back together, so I clean up all the mess I made. Once clean, I start the rebuild by putting the cables back the way I took them out. Put the new rubber seal on, making sure to not break the antenna tab and lining up all the grooves. Now take your new black antenna cover and screw it on using those T6 screws you removed earlier. Some of the seal might get tucked into the black plastic cover, so make sure everything is sitting flush. Now seat the antenna back into the roof, watch the cables and make sure that they aren't being forced into the roof hole. I threw some tape on top of the antenna, holding it down for when I come at it from underneath with the retaining nut. Grab that 19mm socket and get the nut started. This is a big, finely threaded bolt, so make sure you're taking your time and not cross-threading it. Give it a final tighten with the wrench. Remove that tape. Give the antenna that classic "I bolted something down" wiggle. Throw that sleek little antenna in. Now it's time to put the interior back together. Pretty much just reverse order of how we took it out. But before we do anything, let's clean our hands so we're minimizing the dirt getting attached to the interior trim pieces and ceiling. When putting the interior trim pieces back in, start by sliding the bottom half in. There are these little teeth in the trim that will guide you to the correct spot. Give it a good smack and put that T20 screw back in. Then make sure to get the door rubber around the trim and the ceiling piece that popped out. For the last touch, we're going to put the airbag clip back in and then move on to the back pillars. For the back pillars, we're just going to repeat the same process as we did for the middle pillars. The only thing about the back pillar is the airbag clip. It has a hinging and a clipping side. As long as you get the right clip on the right side, you'll be okay. It should just click right into place. For the final step, put the handles in using that T25 screw. Make sure the latches are clipped. I hit it with some Armor All heavy duty cleaner just to make sure I got rid of all those little black marks and scuffs. Don't forget to do your other side. For the moonroof black trim piece, you just have to kind of twist it into place and give it some good hits. It'll start clicking into place. You kind of get into a groove. And for the final step, we gotta make sure that the sealing is tucked up underneath the rubber here. Once that rubber's all tucked up holding the sealing, we have our final antenna and we're good to go. Hey, thanks for watching. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, don't forget to like it and check out my channel for more car related videos.